The district attorney from Monroe County, New York, Sandra Dorley, just released an apology for her actions as it relates to what would have been a routine traffic stop that she somehow turned into fleeing and eluding and obstruction and berating an officer and all types of things, just so that she could try to use her power and her position to try to escape liability for her speeding. Before we get into the apology, let's have a look at the body camera footage of the officer who was attempting to stop her for speeding. Now, this body camera footage starts out with the officer in his vehicle after he has turned into the DA's driveway. He's going to turn on his sound in a moment.
Sorry, I'm the DA. I was going 55 coming home from work.
55 and a 35.
I don't really care.
So already, she starts by saying, I'm the DA. And she follows up by admitting that she was going 55 and a 35. She was going 20 miles over the speed limit. Let's see what else she has to say.
Okay.
So you can call Dennis.
Can you please come over here? This is on a traffic stop, ma'am.
Yes, it is. You can call Dennis Kohlmeyer right now.
Okay, I'm telling you why I stopped.
You can call Dennis Kohlmeyer. She's basically saying, you can call the chief of police. And she pulls out her phone to do just that.
You didn't stop at all. Did you not hear my lights or sirens or anything?
No, I didn't actually. I was on the phone.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to be on the phone while you're driving either.
Yes, I am with the hands-free. Absolutely.
Okay. Why are you so upset at me? I'm doing my job. You just admitted to me that you were going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
Can you please tell him to leave me alone? It's
Officer Christopher. Can you stay over here, ma'am? This is a legal traffic stop. Do you have your ID?
When the police chief answers the phone, she says, can you tell this guy to leave me alone? So she's obviously trying to get the chief of police to instruct one of his subordinates to leave from what is a lawful traffic stop just because she's the DA. That's obviously her intent.
No, it's in my purse. Here.
You have your purse right there.
No, this is my lunch. Would you talk to Dennis? This is ridiculous. Just go away.
Hello, sir. Good. Ma'am, can you please stay at the back? This is legal traffic stop. Can you please stay over here?
No. Hey, baby, get your little guy out of here.
Sir, I stopped her for going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
On Phillips Road.
And she failed to stop. She drove all the way back home and parked in her garage. And now she's not complying with any of my commands. Ma'am, do not go inside.
Oh my God.
Yep. All right. Ma'am, come outside. You can't just go inside. This is a traffic stop. Here's your phone back.
I understand the law better than you. Would you just
953. Can you have a supervisor come to the scene?
No. Get out of my fucking house.
I don't know why you're acting like this towards me.
Because
Can you please go to the back of the vehicle?
I'm not going to. I'm home. I was 55.
I don't care if you got home. You were supposed to stop at Phillips Road when I pulled you over. When my lights were initiated.
I didn't know you were stopping me. There was lots of other people on the road.
I was right behind you.
I didn't know you were stopping me. There was lots of other people on the road. So at this point, she's admitting that she saw the lights, but she was kind of confused as to who this officer was pulling over. Perhaps he was pulling over somebody else who was on this busy road when she got off of work.
Yeah, there were other people on the road too.
Okay, I was directly behind you.
I'm not dealing with you right now.
Can you please step over here?
I'm not going to.
What is the reason you're so against what I'm doing? I'm doing my job. You say you're a DA?
I am the DA.
Okay.
Okay, let me get you my badge. I am the DA of Monroe County.
I am the DA of Monroe County.
I just don't understand the hostility towards me. I'm doing my job.
No, you're being an asshole.
How am I being an asshole?
I am the DA of Monroe County.
I understand
Yes,
that, but that doesn't give you a right to go 55 and a 35. And you even admitted to me that you went 50. I understand
really
that,
care.
ma'am.
I don't really care.
understand that.
You know what? If you give me a traffic ticket, that's fine. I'm the one who prosecutes it, okay? Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just don't.
So now, after admitting that not only was she going 55 and a 35, but that she saw his lights behind her, so that made it so that now she is fleeing and eluding and obstructing the administration of the government. All she wants is a traffic ticket because she's going to be the one to prosecute herself. So, one, you shouldn't have pulled me over in the first place. You shouldn't have been behind me dealing with me, which is why I called your boss to tell you to stop. But even if you do give me a ticket, it doesn't matter because I'm the DA and I'm going to make it go away anyway.
Understand the hostility. I understand you're coming home from work.
And half the time I was on the phone with Dennis telling him, why are you pulling me over?
You're not even supposed to be on the phone to begin with. You should know that.
On hands-free? Absolutely.
Okay.
You should know the law.
Okay. If it is hands-free, that's great. But at the end of the day, you're going 55 and a 35. That's 20 miles over the speed limit.
Okay, you know what? That's fine. You know what I've been dealing with all day? 3 murders in the city. And do you think I really care if I was going 20 miles over the speed limit?
Okay, I'm just doing my job. If you pulled over when you saw my lights, which obviously you did.
I thought you were going somewhere else because I thought no one would ever pull a black SUV if you ran my plates.
I didn't run your plate. I just called your plate out. And then I'm following you because you're not stopping. So
I thought you must have been pulling over somebody else because if you had run my plates, you'd have seen that I was the DA and you couldn't possibly have been pulling over the DA. I mean, come on. The level of entitlement that this woman is demonstrating and the veracity with which she is trying to explain her actions that are obviously criminal is mind-boggling.
To take the air from dispatch.
Just please.
953. You can have the air back, by the way.
9-4.
Just come outside over here.
No, I'm not going outside.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you just to leave.
Well, I'm having a supervisor come because that's what my chief told me to do.
5-2, show me out with 5-2. 10.
Do you have your driver's license?
I just showed you my driver's
You
license.
show me your badge.
Thanks, 7-4. With EMS, the 14-year-old having a seizure, 200 East River Road, apartment 200 on the 3rd
Because
floor.
I was going 55 up Phillips Road.
10-4, you can show me Juliet.
And I was
She's
just
part of
trying
it. She's
to,
a DA.
Yep, I know.
and I was just trying to pull into my driveway. I was on the phone with Dennis Kohlmeyer saying, would you please tell the person who's following me that I'm almost home?
Ma'am, I understand you were going home, but
So she's saying that while she was driving, while she was fleeing from this officer who was trying to pull her over, she was on the phone with the chief of police telling him then to stop the officer from trying to pull her over. So she made 2 calls to the chief of the police, once while she was fleeing and eluding and once after she got done fleeing and eluding.
started my lights back at Phillips Road.
On Phillips Road, yes,
Yes.
you did, and there are other cars.
I was right behind you, directly behind you. At the end,
Go ahead, like,
listen.
you wanna,
at the
like
end
I
of
said,
the day,
go ahead if you want to write me a traffic ticket. That's fine.
okay. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, I was stopping you for speed. If you
I've
just
had
stopped,
a really bad day. I've been dealing with murders
and I
in
get
the
it,
city
and I
all
get
the-
it. We have bad
I'm
days
sorry,
also,
I'm
ma'am.
I'm sorry.
We have bad days also.
My license back?
I'm gonna just add it to the job real quick.
Okay, you want me to do it?
You can just go and actually add it. You don't have to use the error. At the end of the day, I was just making a traffic stop, doing my job, what I was supposed to do.
Well, fine. Thank you.
Okay? So now, supervisor's on his way, and then we'll go from there.
Supervisor's coming out here.
Huh?
Who?
Sergeant Johnson. I understand you had it. Like, I get it. We all have bad days at work.
And I'm going to go in the house. Seriously, this is ridiculous.
No, this is a traffic stop, and you, out of everyone, should know that if there's a legal traffic stop, which I have the right to detain you until this is done.
Then just write me the fucking ticket. I really don't care.
Okay. Well, then just hang out at the back of the car.
Because I'm the one that's going to prosecute myself. You know what I'll do with the ticket?
Okay, just come out here for me and just stand.
I'm not walking out there.
Because I'm the one who's going to prosecute myself. Did you know what I'll do with the ticket? Ha ha ha. We all know what she wants to do with the ticket. She wants to get rid of it. Had she just pulled over in the first place, he likely wouldn't have written her one. And even if he did, she probably could have just done away with it, which is what she assumes, what it looks like she wants to do now.
I'm not. Hey, baby, right? Here's a good boy.
Corey, you just want to stand up here. Yeah, as long as it's added to the job.
Yes, go.
Sarge on his way?
Because you said 10-4.
Okay.
So, it could be. Oh.
I was speeding until he turned around. I didn't know if it was me. I wasn't sure because there were other cars going back and forth. Then I got to turning into the field press, and I'm like, I'm just going to drive home. That's what I did. So I was getting control. And I got on the phone with Dennis. I don't know. Even before when I turned in and said, it's me that they're stopping. Just tell them it's me. So I don't know. That's where we are.
General rule of thumb is if you see the lights behind you, pull over.
942.
You know what? There are other cars in full
942.
I'm just going to pull in.
Yeah, me the T-stop.
I would advise against that. I mean, you're supposed to pull off to the
Yep.
side of the road if somebody with their emergency lights is coming behind you anyways.
Yeah, I just
So this officer is pointing out that even if you thought that he was trying to pull over somebody else, because he has his lights and sirens on, you're supposed to pull over anyway. Everybody is supposed to pull over for an emergency vehicle with their lights and sirens on. So that excuse doesn't work at all.
All right, it's fine. Just we're having supervisors come, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, come
Okay?
on. Just,
This is what my chief wants. That's at the end of the day. You called him. I spoke to him on your phone, and this is what he wants.
I'm going to call him again. Seriously. It's like you didn't Brian Abrams. Seriously? There's 3 officers here already, and I'm waiting for supervisor.
You guys can go. You guys go. I'll wait here wait for Sarge or LT. Sounds like LT is coming though.
Oh my goodness, I was going 20 miles an hour over the speed limit on Phillips. I didn't pull over, I just figured I'd drive to my driveway instead. He should have run the plate. It's a big black SUV. It's a big black.
She's on the phone saying, it's a big black SUV. He should have run the plates, and she's laughing about it. So essentially, what she is communicating is that because this is a big black SUV, a vehicle that is typically associated with law enforcement types and government officials, he should have run the plates just because it's a big black SUV, and then he would have known who I was, and we wouldn't be here. When the correct thing to be saying is, had I just pulled over, we wouldn't be here. But that's not what's going through her mind at this point. What's going through her mind at this point is, I am entitled to not be here because of who I am and what I do for a living. I'm above the law, and he should recognize that I'm above the law. That's what she's communicating to the person that she's on the phone with.
SUV. And now I've got like 5
She was going 55 and 35 on Phillips. She didn't stop at all. She decided to drive home, called the chief, and this is where we're at. She's admitted multiple times to me. So I attempted to stop her on Phillips Road, going 55 and a 35. Didn't see the plate. I was just keeping an eye on the vehicle because she wasn't stopping. Drove all the way here, pulled into her garage, got out, was just being aggressive towards me for no reason. I was being respectful, telling her this is a legal traffic stop, come to the back of the vehicle. No. Then she called chief, then that's why I requested a supervisor. And now she wanted to go inside, told her no, you can't go inside, and this is where we're at. So
Now you made it a bigger deal.
It's a really bigger deal. Start calling me, it's a much bigger deal.
Well, you caused that, Sandra. What do you want us to do? Not do our job because it's you?
No, it's fine. I said, write me a ticket. But I was just saying, I was not going to stop at Phillips Road at 5:30.
So now his supervisor's there, and his supervisor's question to her is, what do you want us to do? Not do our job because it's you? Her answer is, no. I told him to write me the ticket. But that's exactly what she wanted him to do. Not do his job because it was her. That's why she called the chief of police from the vehicle as she was driving away, because she wanted him to stop doing his job because it was her. This officer just told her, you caused all of this. Now what do you want us to do? And that's really the question here. Even if she would have been pulled over, she would have been able to get away with all of this. Like I said, he probably wouldn't have even written her a ticket. We wouldn't have all this body camera footage. We wouldn't know that she did all this. But that's not what she did, because she's so far above the law. She sees the law as being so far beneath her that she doesn't even need to pull over. She can just drive home and deal with all of this when she gets there.
Well, you broke another rule because of that, right? You should know better. That's not attractive. That's an arrestable offense. You know that.
Now his supervisor's saying, he can arrest you right now, and you know this. What are you thinking?
Why would you have to pull up? You made it a bigger deal than it needed to be. Yeah, you knew what you were getting stopped, clearly. You could have stopped you, had a conversation with you, and been done. No, you made it this whole big deal. For no reason. Did you provide me with license and registration?
Yeah.
You have her ID?
I gave it back to her. It's attached to the job and everything. So
I didn't want to stop at Phillips Road. I was right down the street. I figured I would just stop in my driveway. That's what I figured. I thought it would be easier. Apparently I was wrong.
I'm still rolling. So
Yeah, you, I mean, it's your traffic stop. I'm not going to tell you how to handle it.
So the officer just says to his supervisor, I'm still rolling. So essentially what it sounds like he's saying is, please don't say anything like just let her go, because this is being recorded. So watch what you say. And then the response that his supervisor gives is, well, I'm not going to tell you how to handle your traffic stop. So they're trying to make sure here that they don't say anything that would get them into trouble, because at this point, the only person who's really in trouble, who can face any repercussions from this, is the DA.
yeah.
It feels necessary.
wait till LT is done talking. I mean,
17, I can start for the unknown.
717, 10 4. Looks like it's an open line on a cell phone with people that were yelling to one another at the tennis court area.
yeah, and got out of the vehicle, everything. So, I mean,
10 for all advice.
I explained to her. I mean, she knew exactly that she was going 55 in a 20 or a 35. She even called the chief. So it's like, I don't care just writing her the speeding ticket and being done with it, but technically it's a arrestable offense if she didn't stop.
So at this point, you've got a lieutenant on the scene, a sergeant on the scene, and you've got 3 regular officers on the scene. 5 police officers who are getting paid on taxpayer dollars to be at her house because she decided she was above the law. At the very least, she should have to pay that money back.
Seven one three.
713.
I'll be stepping out at 293 Taft Ave on this. Check for my missing person.
Assumed that when I pulled in that most of Webster PD roads were in here.
But we don't, we have all
Right.
police officers probably in here, that's job. In West, some of them listen to you.
Yeah, I mean, I was just assuming that you all knew what I did here.
They don't. So, that's why I go.
She just reiterated. I assumed that they all knew, essentially, that my black SUV with my license plate would have me inside. So, I mean, why would you even initiate a traffic stop against me of all people?
Yeah, no, a lot of us have, at least everybody working today except for the sergeant. What? Yeah, just give me 1 second. What's
17 all set. Make contact over the phone. Accidental call.
what's the deal? You got
Yeah.
ticket? What are you gonna do?
I mean,
It's your stop. I'm not gonna interfere with that.
yeah.
73.
I get that she came home. I mean, obviously, if I
That's
Just
right.
It makes
trying
no
to-
sense.
yeah.
I explained that to her.
I-
It makes
like-
no sense to come home.
she came home, she failed to stop. I mean, it's arrestable offense. I'm not trying to arrest the DA of the county, but also I don't want to not do my job and not at least write her something.
I don't want to arrest the DA of the county. And these other 2 are kind of walking around on pins and needles. They know the DA is wrong here, but they don't seem too enthusiastic about doing anything about it. And neither does the officer who pulled her over in the first place. So he wants to write her a ticket, but he has already decided, I'm not arresting her. Now, imagine if this was any other person and the officer, after seeing the person going 20 miles an hour over the speed limit with lights and sirens activated, followed this person all the way home. The person jumps out the vehicle and the officer approaches the home and the person doesn't follow any of the officer's instructions. What would happen to that person? Would he be saying the same thing then? Would he be saying, I don't want to arrest this person. I just want to give this person the ticket for going 20 miles an hour over the speed limit? Of course not. That person would be going to jail.
So
No, I
think
get it. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna.
I'll at least write her the freaking going 55 and a 20.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I got discretion whether or not.
No, I get it. I understand.
So
Hello.
All right, so at this point, the officer gets back in his vehicle. He writes the ticket. He then presents it to her. She doesn't really say anything else that's, too egregious. She's not cursing anymore. Some reflection. She then releases a public statement. Now, at that point, the point that the public statement is issued, the body camera footage has not yet been released or gone viral. So let's see what she has to say in this public statement. So here we go. This is from the Daily Mail. It says, New York District Attorney Sandra Dorley, who was caught speeding and berating cops, releases groveling apology after being busted on body cam. Now, a lot of this goes into what happened on the body cam, but we just saw what happened on the body cam footage. So we're going to go down to the bottom first and read that, because that's the initial statement. Here's the initial statement. Dorley released a statement on Thursday admitting that she exceeded the speed limit but was less than half a mile away from her neighborhood. Once she realized the officer intended her to pull her over, Dorley claimed, "I called the Webster police chief to inform him that I was not a threat and that I would speak to the officer at my house down the street. She pleaded guilty to a traffic violation in municipal court because I believe in accepting responsibility for my actions and had no intention of using my position to receive a benefit." That is not what her intention was, according to the video we just watched. Nobody, including your district attorney, is above the rule of law. Even traffic laws apply. So now she's trying to say, all I did was violate a traffic law. No, that's not all she did. She was fleeing and eluding. Fleeing and eluding is a Class A misdemeanor with a maximum sentence of 1 year in county jail. She was obstructing governmental administration, which is also a Class A misdemeanor and carries a maximum sentence of 1 year in county jail. This is not a traffic violation that we saw in this video. Yes, a traffic violation occurred, but you messed all that up when you decided to leave the scene, when you decided to go on a chase to your house. Anybody who knows me understands without a doubt that I have dedicated my entire 33-year career to the safety of this community, Dorley continued. My work to ensure the safety and respect of law enforcement is well proven time and time again. I stand by my work and stand by my commitment to the public safety of Monroe County. That's what she said first. Then the video was released. Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Dorley released a video statement on Monday in response to viral footage that saw her arguing with a Webster cop and calling him an a-hole.
Last Monday, I failed you and the standards that I hold myself to, and for that, I am so sorry. What I did was wrong, no excuses. I take full responsibility for my actions. I fell short of the values I've held for my entire 33-year career. I didn't treat this officer with the respect that he deserved. All police officers deserve respect. I am truly and sincerely sorry. I had just come from work. I was dealing with 3 homicides that occurred over the weekend. I watched a video where an innocent cab driver was executed, and I was still reeling from a frightening medical concern that my husband received that afternoon. But we all had bad days and stress, and it was wrong for me to take it out on an officer who was simply doing his job. While I previously apologized to him, I will say it again. I'm sorry. Police already have a tough job, and that day I made this officer's job harder. To the community, I owe you full transparency. Here's what I'm doing to hold myself accountable. First, I already pled guilty to the speeding ticket, and I will willingly pay the fine. Next, I'm referring the entire matter to a district attorney from another county for review and will fully cooperate with that investigation. I am going to self-report this incident to the grievance committee, and I will cooperate with their investigation. Finally, if one of my assistant district attorneys had acted this way, I would have disciplined them, so I'm disciplining myself. I will take ethics training to remind myself that professionalism matters. I've been humbled by my own stupidity, and I am fully to blame. I will make this right. I ask for your forgiveness.
Just a few hours after Sandra Dorley released a video apologizing for her actions, a group of community members demonstrated outside of her downtown office, with some asking that she be fired, while others offered Dorley their support. A group protesting outside Sandra Dorley's office Monday morning, 1 week after the district attorney's tense interaction with a Webster police officer. Demonstrators, including State Assemblyman Damon Meeks, demanding accountability.
Our top prosecutor has a responsibility to set an example for our community.
Randy Semino was also at the protest, but in support of Dorley. He says he understands why others are upset about her actions, but believes everyone deserves a second chance.
I think that we should step back and recap 33 years of service before we make a decision on one bad day, one bad decision. Was she right? No. Should we just, does it rise to this level? Absolutely not.
Again, the level of entitlement that she displayed in that video is egregious. Nobody should consider themselves above the law. I will say this. I would expect pretty much every elected official, every government official to kind of do things in a way that they could use their position to get out of some things without doing it with the utter distaste for law enforcement that this person displayed. I expect people to be people, is basically what I'm saying. And even if you're a government official or an elected official or something of that nature, there are ways of doing things. You don't treat people like this. You don't put yourself on such a pedestal that you think that you're above the law. You can get out of a ticket, but don't put yourself above the law as if the law itself didn't apply to you in the first place. And that's what she did. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. For now, my name is Nathan Saunders, and this is The Legal Good.